it's your girl Bad Luck Kitty, or you can call me Kitty. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you all about how to address your family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, I don't know, the naysayers, right? Not the supporters. Oh, the supporters, make sure you tell them thank you for supporting you, right? That's pretty much all you got to do for them. They ask for little things like, hey, just keep us updated on your address, keep us, things like that. All right, that's cool. I can get that. But like the naysayers, right? The number one thing you're going to hear is that, Mexico is riddled with crime and anytime any little bit of drama hits the news, it can be little, it can be big, all of a sudden they're going to see, that's why I'm telling you, don't go down there, da-da-da-da. When if you look in the news in the U.S. every day, the crime is equally as bad, in my opinion, right? So getting that a lot of us are seeking out Merida because of the safety factor. I say lean on that. Lean on that heavily if that's something that you have to do. And if you are someone that is so close to, like, say, your parents or your siblings, and you value their opinion to the point to where it's like, oh, well, my parents are telling me, then that's a personal decision that you'll have to make to determine, do I want my parents, friends, family, siblings support in this, or do I really want to do what I want to do for myself, right? These are things that you have to think about, questions you'll have to ask for yourself, because only you will know. In the end, only you will know, right? Also, I don't want you to be like, oh, I moved down there and it was terrible, and Kitty said, don't put that on me. So here's some ways that you can overcome objections if you're the type of person that's going to argue about what you want to do. I just want to let y'all know, when I told my family, they was just like, oh, okay. I had one brother like with a cartel, it's just one. But everybody else was just kind of like, oh, there she go, doing her. Hey, I'm that auntie to my nieces and nephews. I'm the auntie that's just gonna be out in the world somewhere, okay? But let's go through ways that you can overcome objectives with your people that you feel like their opinions matter the most. First thing you can do is point out the statistics in your area. If you just look at it, let's just look at, wherever you're from, right? And go and look up the crime statistics in that area, and then take them and compare them to Merida, right? If you want to battle with facts is the number one easiest way to do, right? Show them that you have a greater chance of something happening to you in the area that you're from, opposed to living in Merida. Tout the second safest city in North America. The first safest is Quebec, Canada. Like lean on that, right? Like show them like, okay, well, I ain't too safe here in opposed to where I'm from. Now, if you live in a super safe area, you can't use this. Nothing comes to mind, the super safest or a safe area. Nothing comes to mind because I've always tend to live in high crime areas. So, you know what I'm saying? But just think, even the small town I'm from in Arkansas is it's right next, like 20 miles from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, which is really up there in crime. Like they even call it Crime Bluff. So yeah. So with that, kind of keep, look at that, use data, use statistics, use solid facts to argue with them. The second thing you can do is show them other YouTubers' content. You can show them my content, greatly appreciate it. Or you can show them someone that they may feel like they might closely identify to. Like say if it's your mom, you may want to show her Tia Nikki's site. Your dad, you may want to show him Cortez Ross, or with Move Abroad and Thrive, or Monty with Mexit Plans. If it's like your siblings, you can show them like my site, or you can show them just other YouTubers that like some people that they can identify with, people that kind of look closer like them, and that way they can feel like, oh, well, if that's the case, what I'm saying, it will help them through the process by seeing someone that they can relate to. The other night we were out at the park and a mom said, hey, I really appreciate you ladies for making your YouTubers, because it was really good to see another single mom doing it. It really made me feel like, oh, hey, I could do this with a younger kid, right? So it makes sense. My baby is going on 2 years abroad now. So things like that make it easier for the person to kind of look and see what you're doing, especially if they don't know anyone else that's done it. It's really good to have a reference point for them to be able to identify with the journey that you're going on. 3, another thing that you can do is go and pull up the statistics for state.gov, and you can show them how pretty much, I think all except for two of the states in Mexico have advisories, right? You can show that we're like a level 1, that it's safe to travel here, that that there's just basic crime that you should be aware of, which will be very similar to wherever you're from. It'll make them realize, oh, okay, well, the U.S. government has deemed that this is a safe place for, my person to go to, right? You can also use this if you are a spouse to someone and you're trying to sell them on why we need to move abroad, right? You can use the same tactics and like go through and show them ways in other channels and how people have done it. It will really help, right, as well. Another thing you can do is invite them to join Facebook groups if they're on Facebook, right? So have them join Brothers and Sisters of Merida or Black Merida. Those kind of seem to be the 2 most popular amongst black expats in Merida. Have them join, right? So they can kind of see what's going on. They can see the conversations we're having. They can see the support that we have within the community. They can scroll back and look at some of the activities we've done. Black Merida has a calendar of events. They can go through there and look at the calendar events and see things that are going on, like paint and sip, karaoke night, poetry night, the men's cigar night. A lot of the brothers and sisters as well, I saw sisters out there, are starting to get really active and do running challenges and walking challenges, flag football, things like that, right? Also, be able to show if you want to be a homeschooler. If you're going to be a homeschooler, there's also like a homeschool support group. I know that homeschooling is not very popular amongst our community. It's really growing, and the statistics are really looking very favorable. As a former educator, I am pro homeschool, where I was never pro homeschool before because of the way I see my child just growing and developing and changing. Also looking at the statistical data of kids that are homeschooled going forth, as well as entrepreneurship and independent learning, their success rates in college, because they have more autonomy over their schedules younger, opposed to kids who are taught to go with a regimented schedule to go to school. So they already have a lot of those independent thinking skills already embedded in them because they were homeschooled. But also there's the melanated homeschoolers of Merida. I really hope I said that correct because they just changed. But of course I'll post a picture up so you can go and search the Facebook group and look in there, and you can connect with other homeschoolers, ask questions about curriculum, and really, build, the resources that you will have going forward. So joining Facebook groups, and there's a Facebook group in Merida for everything, child. You name it, there is a Facebook group for it. So really what you have to do is find the Facebook group that will work for you and will answer the questions that you have. And also invite your family members to join some of those Facebook groups as well, so that they can get the same information that you're getting. Sometimes, now again, this may lead them to be over involved in your move. Depends on how you feel about these things. You know what I'm saying? Depends on how you feel about them being involved. But if you feel like you need their support, then yeah, find a way to get them involved, get them engaged in the move, okay? And lastly, I think what's most important is having a plan, right? Having a plan, having a budget, and really explaining that to them, like what it looks like, right? Because for some people, they can't fathom living outside of the country because the belief is that it's so expensive. No, I'm not saying Merida is cheap. Okay, I'm not saying that. I am not saying Merida is cheap. But what I am saying is that if you have a solid plan put together and a solid budget put together that you can use to explain to your family how this is going to work for you. It may be for the betterment. Say you're moving and you have, a decent salary. you can show them like, hey, here we barely making it, right? We you know, we only got, I'm only saving XYZ amount of dollars a month. If I go to Mexico, I can save this plus some, right? And you can go through and look at the house hunting videos and show the different properties that are available to you in a different price range, right? Coming from Dallas, I pay way less. I still pay less, even though I pay more now in rent. I still pay less than what I was paying in Dallas. Way less than I was paying in LA. We not even gonna go there, right? Way less than I was paying in Los Angeles. About on par with what I was paying in El Paso. But that was years ago, right? Okay, so you know, you can use that, right? Use the house hunting, you know. Vet the people that you're looking at. Maybe go into Facebook and go on Facebook Marketplace and show what's available, right? And show what you'll be getting in the life that you'll be giving yourself, as well as if you have kids, or the life that you and your partner can have together, right? I think these are the best ways to really get people on board. If you're trying to campaign for their support, this is probably the best way to do it. Like, maybe not argue with them like, it's my life, I'm gonna do what I want to do, or, you know, I don't care what y'all say, right? Because if you really truly care, which I think a lot of people really truly do care, I think that you should, you know, really kind of find a way to find common ground, or at least put those people at ease if you feel you need to. All right, you could be like me now and just roll out. You could be like me and just roll out and be like, you're catching on the flip side. The other thing you can do is take them with you on a scouting trip, right? I know, hear me out, could be a little more expensive, but if you really feel like you need to get that person on board, or those people, take a representative. Take a representative with you and take them out, you know, and bring them to Merida, you know, take them out to the Saturday walk or the Wednesday night park meetup or something, you know, so they can meet other families, they can see other people that look similar to them, they could, you know, I don't know, something to get them on board. If you feel like you need to do something like that, I feel like may not be the most extreme, but it could get them, it could be a tactic, it could be a technique that you could use to get people get people to be in favor of you and your move. Now, if you're gonna do it anyway, you're gonna do it anyway. But I think it's still a good way to get people involved and to show people like, hey, it's not bad. It's, you know, it's not a deadly situation. And also, if you want those people to move with you, because I know some people are like, oh, I want my mom or my grandma or my aunt or my sister to move because I want them to see that they can have a better life. Maybe invite them down or something like that, you know. I had my cousins come and they got here and they were kind of like, oh, this is cool. Now, they came to visit because I'm close to my cousins like that or whatnot, and they're close to my baby. But I already know they was the delegate, y'all. They was the delegation to go back and be like, yeah, she not down there struggling. Even though part of the reason why I have a YouTube channel is just to share with everybody, so I don't have to keep repeating myself, okay, over and over. Watch YouTube. If you want to see if I'm alive, you want to see if we're doing okay, just watch the YouTube. I mean, you can always text me, but I just don't feel like I want to recount my life, or, you know, because when one person tells the story, another person might tell it differently. I don't know. One reason why I have a YouTube is really just to share my journey with my family and friends. It's an easy way. If I ever stop posting on YouTube, they'll probably know, because I just be like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. And they'll understand that's part of me too. So I think it all works, right? Just find a way to make them feel at ease about your move, if that's what you feel you have to do. And also, don't feel like you're alone. I feel like a lot of people have gone through this process because they have their friends. My best friends are all either currently active duty military or veterans, so we used to separating from each other, child. We got group chats, whatever, we jump in there, you know. When we try to do the best we can to see each other throughout the years and stuff like that. So, you know, you'll still connect. You know, if you're one of the people that you physically need people, moving abroad may not be for you. Okay, it may not be for you, but I mean, it's a good opportunity. It's such a freeing opportunity as well, because you get to strengthen yourselves in ways you never thought you would, and grow. I mean, I feel like this experience has just really just put me and my baby together so much closer. Even though we've been together, I mean, outside of stuff when she goes with her, like her dad or godmom, but we have been together, you know, pretty much the bulk of our life. But I just feel like we're just so much tighter. Like we have our YouTube shows that we watch, we have our weekly things, we just have our things now because we're together so much more. And I know so much more about her, whereas a working mom who worked 40 plus hours every week, I didn't kind of really know a lot of things about my daughter and really be able to address a lot of the fears she had and some of the things that she was doing. But I get to have that opportunity now that I'm with her so much. Also, if you don't like your kids like that, I don't think this is a good idea either, unless you make plans for them to go to school. Because some of y'all really get a bride and realize, I don't really know my kids, so I really don't like them and don't really want to work towards building that relationship. Okay? Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the description, no, not in the description box, in the comment section below. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Until next time, bye.
Tick-tock, time's up, but I make a move.